In this episode, it's the Elite 95, Eddie Guerrero. Welcome to WFE. Now, on today's show, we're going to be reviewing, like I said a minute ago, the Elite 95 Eddie Guerrero Chase version. If you've subscribed to this channel, thank you for subscribing. And if you're an old subscriber, then you know that you're in for a treat. Before we review the Eddie Guerrero, I'm going to take you on a toy hunt. So welcome to this toy hunt. We're just currently in the car. Becca was in charge of music with some banging tunes on, but we are actually at Smith's now. This is the first time I've probably ever recorded inside a shop, especially Smith's on a figure hunt, so I was a little bit nervous. I probably did things a bit quick, and then my baby's sleeping, but yeah, I did things a little bit quick. Probably didn't zoom in on some of the figures, and probably totally messed this video up, but I still wanted to put it in the video because I did record it. We came in straight away. Reductions as soon as you walked into Smith's. It was a Ric Flair WCW, I think Elite Series 92 at £10. There was the MVP basic, and I was supposed to put this up and pick it up and put it in my basket, just because I really wanted the suit. I was going to do a nice like custom with that, but I totally forgot. And there was the Royal Rumble at £7, Big E as well. We had a quick toilets break. We had to go and get Ella a toy as well. As typical Ella, she just sits in the middle of the aisle and starts playing with it, but that's just who she is. I wouldn't have it any other way. And then it was on to the good stuff. The wrestling figures even got to sit in the pram because Ella didn't want to. Nice Roman Reigns pop with t-shirt. A lot of people have been talking about these, and I think it was like $29.99, but you even get the Roman Reigns t-shirt in it and the pop final as well. So the pop figure, so really good. And then was on to the main stuff. So this Smith's in Doncaster was absolutely packed. Like I said, I didn't zoom in and stuff like that, so I do apologise. It probably really rushed and rubbish toy hunt, video quality wise. Lots of basics, lots of championship showdowns, lots of AEW figures. The aisles were packed as well, so I was rushing. I haven't really recorded before and everything went wrong, so my apologies. But yeah, there was that Eddie Guerrero Chase figure, and there is another one on the shelf in a minute that you'll be able to see. So that was 2 Eddie Guerrero Chase figures as well. They had like pretty much from like Elite Series 91 all the way through to 95 in of the Elites, and that Fiend especially is amazing. And then we got back to the car, and obviously somebody hit my car, so that was a great ending to the day. Now, as you can see from my day, it was a pretty crazy day overall. We ended up getting a Chase figure. We could have got 2 Chase figures. I'm pretty gutted that I didn't pick up the other Chase figure. I probably should have done, because eventually I want to go to having like one figure MOC, mint on card, and another figure loose. I used to do this years and years ago when I was collecting. Had quite a lot. Obviously sold them when we moved into the house, but we're slowly building up back up the figure collection, and that's why we're here today, to basically unbox another one. So like again, I am filming in my kitchen. It's not the usual spot for WFE. Normally it's like big bedroom full of wrestling figures. Unfortunately, I had a baby, not unfortunately, obviously great, that I had a baby 2 weeks ago, literally the night before Clash of the Castle, and before that we had to move all the wrestling figures out. They're currently in the attic, so we're just figuring out basically where I can put them. So at the moment, we are in the kitchen, but you've got to work with what you got. So the kitchen it is. So like I say, anyway, we are unboxing the Elite 95 Eddie Guerrero, and it's the Chase figure. There is the other Eddie Guerrero figure in the collection, and to be fair, I have looked at this figure. I did get it because it was a Chase. Looking at the other figure, I probably do prefer the look of the other figure, just because it's got green tights, the green and gold looks very nice, and it's something more like highlighted what Eddie Guerrero would have worn, a bit more neon, a bit more vibrant. But anyway, we have got the Chase. So the packaging, you got the Eddie Guerrero on the front of it, the figure, you even get a title belt with it, a picture of Eddie Guerrero on the back, and on the side, sorry, and on the back, and the other Elite 95s what are in the series. So you get the Big E, the top picks John Cena, Jimmy Uso, Eddie Guerrero twice, normal and chase, Bobby Lashley, and Shotzi, however you say her name, you get her as well. This is the one from Smith's, as you can tell, because it's got like the gibberish at the bottom, made in China, like no one cares that it was made in China, sort of thing. Like, who cares? But normally it has the writing on the side of the screen and on the bottom, so it just basically tells you how tall he was, his career highlights and things like that. I think they're US import ones, but that is the figure. Like I say, I got mine from Smith's. If you've got a local Smith's around you, then great. We haven't, so we travelled, and luckily, like, I ended up getting a chase. And like I said, I've never seen a chase figure in Smith's before. Never mind 2 chase figures. So this is the newest one out to the UK, is Elite Series 95. 96, 97 are out, and Survivor Series and all the rest of them in America. But over in the UK, this is the latest one out. If you do go, Smith's is probably the most. We used to have Toys R Us, that used to be freaking amazing. Now we've got Smith's, and the tenner's not that great. You know, a rare occasion being home bag and sell them, but the new Elites are out in Smith's. And also, after reviewing the Ultimate Editions, absolutely superb, mint condition, came really well, free postage as well. So if you want to check out www.thewholeshebang.co.uk, link is in the description as always. He has all the Elite 95s for pre-order. It says probably September, so it'll probably be like end of September, but he has them all on pre-order. Latest Elites, good range of Ultimate Editions, Elites, basics, everything. If you go and check out the website, it is a good website, and like I say, on any order it's free shipping, no matter if it's £100, £30, £50, even if it's like £12.99, it's free shipping with the figure, which is really good. But anyway, so about this figure, we're going to get it open and then we're going to review it. So I've got my trusty rose gold knife to do this, and we're back in a minute, guys. Yeah, Elite 95 Eddie Guerrero. We've reviewed the box on the outside, but like, these are new boxes to me personally, because I haven't really opened a lot of these ones. I used to open the older ones. They look nice, like the actual boxes, what you get on them and stuff, but they're cheap, they're nasty. They literally are like so thin compared to the other ones. They used to be a bit thicker. These are probably easy rip, probably get damaged a lot more easier, because they are literally crap. That's what I can say about the boxes. They are pretty crap. Materials, like everything these days, it's the economy in it. Cheap and cheerful, but when you got a nice, like, you know, when you got a wrestling figure, you kind of want it to be a bit more expensive. But there you go. So the Eddie Guerrero, it comes with the closed fists, which actually come on the figure, so you can do the Latino he sort of thing. So it comes with like the closed fists. You do also get the open hands as well. So if you want to hold the mic or something like that. And you do get also, if I can put it out, you do also get the it's like 2004, 2005 SmackDown tag team titles. I do believe that, quote me, I could be wrong, but I do believe, apart from this Eddie Guerrero figure, the only way you can get this SmackDown tag team titles, from what I've personally seen in the UK, is from the John Morrison. I'm not sure what series Elite it is. It's a Survivor Series Elite, but you can get the tag title with John Morrison. I know a lot of people, they were basically buying 2 lots of John Morrisons, so they could get a pair of tag titles, but now you can get the Eddie Guerrero, so don't feel like you've missed out, because you could get the Eddie Guerrero chase and the normal Eddie Guerrero, have 2 separate figures, have a tag title. You know, you could put him with Chavo Guerrero. If you've got a Chavo Guerrero figure, you could put him with Rey Mysterio, or you could use the titles on someone else. But you do get a title, that's, apart from it being a chase and it being Eddie Guerrero, that was the other reason why I really like this figure, and I wanted to review this figure first, because of that SmackDown title. It's not a title that you see very often. So we are going to do a side-by-side comparison to the WrestleMania 32 Basic series, which he says is higher from the WrestleMania 20 match, which he had against Kurt Angle for the championship. So we are going to do a side-by-side review in comparison. So straight away for me, they're both tanned. It's great. Obviously, Eddie Guerrero comes with the accessories, which the basic doesn't. Again, great. But it's the head scan for me. I just feel like, even though it does look like it's an FX, it does look like Eddie Guerrero. It kind of just looks like it's Eddie Guerrero having a crap, because it's like, if you can see what I mean, it is literally like he is literally having a poo. Again, it also looks like he's been smacked in the jaw several times, because I do not remember his head being that big. I'm not sure if it's because they've gave him more a bigger torso, a bigger chest, which Eddie Guerrero did have that big Latino chest, compared to the WrestleMania 32 one, which is a bit more, as you can see, is a bit more toned on that one, whereas this one is a bit more bulky, which I do prefer on the Eddie Guerrero, because he was like a little bit more bulky upper hand. He wasn't like known for his toneness like a John Morrison, again mentioning him, and Evan Bourne, someone like Finn Balor. He wasn't like that. He which this figure sort of, I see that he was that more bit fatter, sort of not fat, but a bit fatter, a bit more meaty sort of guy. So I like, for torso wise, that's probably spot on. Seeing as it's an elite again, I know the wristbands are a little bit further up, but on the basic one still with the wristbands, you do get the tattoo on the basic, which you do not get on the elite. So again, I know, like, this was done about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever, but even adding a little bit of the tattoo, making it a bit more, it's meant to be an elite, for goodness sake. That's what you pay the money for. So I would have expected to have like even a little bit of tattoo popping out of the top of the wristbands. So in comparison, like say, I do prefer probably the WrestleMania 32 head scan compared to this one. Like, I do like this head scan, don't get me wrong. It just looks like he's pooing and he's got a bit of a broken jaw. But the actual, like, structure of his face, like nose, eyes, and that do look like Eddie Guerrero a bit more. I like the gold boots, the like I say, the Latino on the back, the purple and gold on his trousers. But again, it is a chase figure, so that's why I got it. But I should have probably bought the other one and doing side by side comparison. But looking from the box, like the one with the green tights, for me probably does look better. But this is a chase, and who doesn't want a chase? So yeah, Eddie Guerrero, they're always a bit stiff at first, but overall I'd say it's a great figure. It comes with the tag team title belts, which is always good if an elite comes with a title belt. I know sometimes they come with a spare head and fist, but I would prefer to have a title belt or something meaningful where you can actually just put it on another figure. Like a head, you can't really put on another figure unless you do a custom, but with the title belts, you can literally put on any figure you want. So it's great, personally, that it comes with a tag team title belt. As a whole, so packaging, pretty good, but flimsy. The figure, the attire is nice, the accessories are nice, but just that head scan for me just looks a bit too big. But I don't know if that's because his body a little bit too, his body big, so they need to not obviously put a small head on him. I get that. But yeah, so just Eddie Guerrero. We did mention that WrestleMania 20 match against Kurt Angle, so a few other rivalries of Eddie Guerrero. Obviously, Rey Mysterio being a big one. The whole ladder match they had for like custody of Dominic Mysterio. Like him and Rey Mysterio had like such good thing. They had obviously a massive fight in WCW as well. Great matches them two had. So obviously a great rivalry, Rey Mysterio. You got the likes of, like I say, Rey Mysterio, Chavo Guerrero, Chris Jericho, you've got Edge, you've got Chris Benoit, you've got Brock Lesnar, who obviously Eddie Guerrero defeated No Way Out for the WWE Championship, which no one else could do. You've got Kurt Angle, again, such a good rivalry. But for me, one of the best rivalries, I think, for Eddie Guerrero was against JBL. And for me alone, I was probably about 10 or 11 at the time. I'd say I used to watch WWE, WWF, but obviously that time I got a bit more into it a lot more because I was getting to that age where I was just like wanting it more and more and more. And this moment stuff for me still lives rent free in my head. It was Eddie Guerrero versus JBL steel cage match for the title on SmackDown. Eddie Guerrero was at the top of the 15, 20 foot cage, and like I look at that now and I still think that's quite high. At my age, I still think that's quite high. But as a 10-year-old, I was like, oh my days, what is going on? This is insane. And all he had to do was jump down, retain the title, and he didn't. He was like, boom, 5-star freaking frog splash. And I tell you what, one of the best 5-star frog splashes I've ever seen. Boom, from the top of the rope, hitting JBL, and you could tell that hurt because boom, both men went rolled over and literally stayed on the floor for so long. But that literally lives rent free in my head. One of the, for me, that was not to say the best moment in history of Eddie Guerrero or the best moment, but for me personally, because I experienced that when I was a kid, and that's sort of made, like, always been like, when somebody asks me, oh, why do you like wrestling so much? Watch that match. That's why. So if you want to put in the comments below your favourite Eddie Guerrero moments, like there's some great ones, like, you know, the whole thing with against Rey Mysterio over someone's son, like this is what WWE does, like, you know, custody of someone's son. The Kurt Angle with his boot coming off against Kurt Angle at WrestleMania, like he's had some stealing, lying, cheating and stealing. That is the way of Eddie Guerrero, and he's had some great memories over the years. Another great one, like just so many great ones. But if you put your moments down, even if it, you know, your personal opinion of what you think, or not even think, but just a moment of Eddie Guerrero's that you personally liked. It doesn't even, you know, no one's probably going to agree with you, but it's your own personal thingy. So if you want to put that in the comments below, that would be absolutely amazing. So guys, that pretty much wraps up our video today. It's nice getting back to doing this. It's nice having your support. I know a lot of people have reached out to me. I know I haven't got many subscribers. I've got literally like 40, if that. But a lot of you guys who watched me a couple of years ago reached out. Richard, come on, make a couple more videos. We really enjoyed them, you know. And then people have got kids now. I've got kids now, but you know, let's do this. Let's do this, and that's what we're going to start doing. So anyway, guys, before we go, I just like to do a toast to Eddie Guerrero. Rest in peace, big man. Yeah, rest in peace, big man. And as always, if you like the video, give me a like. If you don't like the video, give me a thumbs down. But I tell you what, if you give me the thumbs down, I'm going to come and find you, and I'm going to powerbomb you. But in all seriousness, guys, please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.